Best International, the 25-lapper, and Graham Standring. You've been watching all the action, so who's your pick?
My pick's Jerry Coons Jr. out of Grid 1 due to a relegation being upheld. Now he's off Grid 1. Brian Clawson's off too, but I'd say it's going to be off the front row, and based on the teams, the Wendy's car team, better team.
Thanks, Nick. On to the grid lineup for the first round of the Crowne Plaza International World Series. Jerry Coons Jr., Brian Clawson, an All-American front row with Scott Buckley and Michael Pickens making up row 2. Sean Inslee and Shane O'Connor from row number 3. Then we go back to Wayne Green, Dave Jick, Brad Loyett, Australian Troy Jenkins, Michael Brunt and Dwayne Hickman. Jared Wade with an excellent qualifying effort from 13 ahead of Leighton Kendall, Simon Wee, American Davey Ray, and the first of the transfers out of the B, Brad Mosen, ahead of Car War Boys, Michael Kendall and Shane Alec. So 20 starters. What an exciting last 2 rows, but have a look at the first 2 rows. Jerry Coons Jr., Brian Clawson, Scott Buckley and Michael Pickens, 2 Americans, 2 Kiwis up in front, 25 laps. Let's go racing in front of a packed house at Western Springs Speedway. Car War Boys with a great start from the back, but it's Clawson leading the early laps. Track position all important as Pickens goes to work on Jerry Coons Jr. for seconds. Scott Buckley, he gets the inside run on Pickens. Pickens drives back around him. Shane O'Connor back in the 5th position. So Scott Buckley was the actual winner in the 5th and final heat. There was some relegations to Brad Loyett, as we heard from his interview. That meant Brian Clawson finished in the 2nd position. Jerry Coons Jr. and Michael Pickens continue their battle from last season for the International Midget World Series. Jerry Coons Jr. won this race for the first night last year as Brad Mosen's gone around in the Big Ben 13. He'll get a restart. It doesn't look like there's any damage as we go back to the Indian file restart on lap 3. Clawson, Coons Jr., Pickens, Buckley, Shane O'Connor, Sean Inslee. So 2 of the United Truck Parts team cars inside the top 6. American Brian Clawson is your race leader as Pickens tries to get that top line to work with Jerry Coons Jr. Pickens working the top. There's still some traction out there. He's pulling wheel stands in the GVI 54 Brecker. Great shots off the infield. You can see the drivers at work inside the cockpit. Again, Pickens ranges to the outside of Jerry Coons Jr. Trying to get the run onto the pit straight. And these two are just tying each other up a little bit, and that's allowing Brian Clawson to get a bit of a lead in the early laps of the 25-lapper. Pickens around the outside of Jerry Coons Jr. Coons on the bottom. Pickens on the top. This time he makes the pass stick off the exit of 2. So that should release Michael Pickens to start chasing down Brian Clawson, who's been so impressive on his debut at Western Springs tonight. There is the race leader. He set the fastest lap so far at a 14.9. Michael Pickens starting to close the gap. Clawson looks to be coming off the exit a lot straighter. Pickens, just have a look at that right rear tyre. It's very, very dark. I wonder if he's gone a little bit softer with the compound, maybe, as we go to our 2nd yellow, and it's for a muffler down on the racetrack. It's off the 12K of Leighton Kendall. The Coke and Tool safety crew go and retrieve the muffler, and they'll put it onto the infield. So this will help Pickens and Jerry Coons Jr. as we go back to the restart. Now, just before this yellow, and you can see it there, Clawson is a lot straighter through the middle of the corner. He's not using that right rear tyre up as much as, say, Pickens and Jerry Coons Jr. are. Now, the telltale sign is that right rear tyre, you see the centre of the tyre is a lot darker. As Scott Buckley, he's got a war on his hands with Sean Inslee, Wayne Green and Shane Alec up into the 8th position from grid position 20. Loses that spot though to Brad Loyett. So that yellow's really closed things up. Shane Alec on a charge in the Parker store. Lucas Oil's BSL Racing number 11. Scott Buckley's got a problem in the team car. Buckley shuts down onto the infield in the SCAR Pacific BSL Mopar. So that undoes a good night for the former New Zealand Grand Prix midget champ. Well, what a race behind the top 3. Shane O'Connor. He's right in behind Jerry Coons Jr. This is for 3rd. Clawson still controlling things out in front though. He's got about a second and a half advantage over Michael Pickens. This is the battle for third. Midget rookie Shane O'Connor battling with a USAC Triple Crown winner, Jerry Coons Jr., one of only 5 drivers that has ever won the USAC Triple Crown. All 3 USAC divisions. He's got titles in midget, sprint cars and Silver Crown. Here's the reigning USAC midget champ, Brian Clausen, looking to win on debut at Western Springs Speedway. He's never been out of the USA. He's been so impressive and he's got things under control. Pickens has tried everything, but Clausen's just been so smooth. Can Shane O'Connor get around the reigning International Midget World Series champion, Jerry Coons Jr. for third? Brad Loyette just in behind in 5th. Here's the race leader, Clausen in the United Truck Parts 39 Mopar, taking the win on opening night for the International Midget World Series. So Brian Clausen opens up with the win on night 1 from Michael Pickens, Jerry Coons Jr., Shane O'Connor, Brad Loyette and Sean Ansley.
Brian, your first feature down here at Western Springs, you look like a happy man because you come through with a victory, led the whole race.
Yeah, it was a great race for us. We were able to get out front there early on and hold them off. Michael Pickens was breathing hot down our neck there for a little while, and when you come here, you're going to have to beat him to make it here to victory lane. So we were able to hold him off there, and nobody better to beat than him for your first win here at the stadium.
Second's a great result, considering the track conditions are so hard to pass, like I said earlier, after that heat race. And we're just fortunate we qualified the way we did with our reverse draw in the first heat so we could pass some cars. But starting 4th and finishing 2nd on a track like that is we're happy and the car's straight. So just got to look forward to the next race on the 29th and do one better.
So a champagne celebration for our winner, but the great thing is there are 3 more nights to come in the Crown Plaza Auckland International Series.